Ready?
Takes ages to turn off. I
Right.
just don't want to beep on you. Okay, mate.
I'm a full licence holder.
Yep.
I passed my test about 20 years ago.
Mhm.
I've got a driving assessment coming up, and if I get the driving assessment, I get this job.
Great.
And I believe the guy who's carrying out the assessment is really, really keen on this proper use of speed, progress, and hesitancy.
Yep.
Sorry, proper use of speed. I knew what I was talking about. Charging for this, wasn't I? Proper use of speed, progress, position for normal driving,
Yep.
and hesitancy.
Yep.
So this is the only lesson I'm going to get to help me with this
Yep.
today, yeah?
Yep.
So, my wife has actually got the same car as you, so I'm familiar with the controls of the Fiesta.
Great.
So my name's Tony, so I'll hand over to you.
All right, Tony, I'm Clark. How are you?
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
All right, mate. So we're going to go through today, and we're looking at your road position,
Yep.
speed, hesitancy.
Yeah.
Yep. Terrific. How often do you drive?
I drive every day.
And how far do you drive every day, just on average, roughly?
I drive about 10 or 12 miles every day.
Okay, great. Okay, so you've got a lot of driving experience under your belt
Yeah,
then.
yeah.
Terrific. All right, no worries. We'll go on today and we'll have a look at these things.
Yep.
Are you generally pretty good at sticking to your speed limit?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Brilliant,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
If you go to your cockpit, John, just get yourself set up comfortably and safely in the car.
Do this. SSM, remember?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay. Just tell me what you can see in your interior mirror there.
Oh, I can see the whole of the back window and a little bit of my head restraint.
Yep. And what can you see in your right mirror?
I can see the door handles, and I can see right down the road. It's the sky coming in the top.
Mm-hmm.
Same with that one.
Brilliant. Okay. All right, start the car up.
Drive.
Yep. Okay. Let's drive on then.
And we're going to turn right, please.
And we'll turn right at the top, please. Alright, so he says we turn into the new road. What do you think is an appropriate speed to drive on this road then?
Oh, it's a 30 mile an hour limit, isn't it?
Yep. But what do you think is an appropriate speed to drive at?
See down there, I might not be able to do 30 straight away.
Yeah. So you're right, it is a 30 mile an hour limit. So when we do pull out, how are you actually judging?
Oh, when I see it's all clear.
That's if you eventually get out. You can go now, Tony.
I'll just let them all go first, shouldn't I?
No, off you go, mate. Pull out now. Go on, you can go. Alright, stop now, Tony.
I can.
Yeah.
It's better to be safe than sorry.
You can go now. Go now.
It's better to be safe than sorry, though, isn't it?
No, it's not. You can
No?
go. There you go. That's it. It's important, Tony, to pull out at the right time.
At the roundabout, turning left.
Turn left at the roundabout, please. It's important to pull out at the right time because otherwise you're going to cause frustration to other drivers. So what I want to do with you, I want to give you a bit of a tool to use so you can work out when it's safe to pull out of a junction. Because we waited too long there, we had several opportunities to go, and it's important because you're going to cause the other drivers...
turning left.
Or turn left for you, please. You're going to cause the other drivers behind you to be frustrated. And if they get frustrated, they might try and overtake you and might cause an accident. Yeah? So, next time we get an opportunity to pull out, we'll have a look at that. So as we're travelling down the road now, it's 30 mile an hour limit, how are you judging what's an appropriate speed to use?
Well, I'll get to about 20 because of the speed bumps.
Yep, and I think that's fine. I would be
And
doing
we're
the
gonna
same.
turn left.
We'll turn left here, please.
Next left, sorry.
I'm going to take this next left, please, Tony. what do you think might be an appropriate speed for this road now?
About 15, isn't it?
Yeah, I think you're right there. It looks like he's about to cross the road anytime soon, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Right, Tony, when we get to this emerge here, we're going to turn
left.
We're going to turn left. Can you actually just stop at the junction for me, even if you can go? Okay, so we'll just wait there's no one behind us. I'm going to give you a quick tool. When you're looking up to your right to make sure it's safe for you to pull out, yeah, obviously you're working out if you've got enough time to go. And what I want you to do is, if you think you can walk from here to that side of the road without causing the car coming down the road towards you to stop, swerve, slow, or steer, then I want you to pull out. So what I want you to do is look to your right, see if there's anyone coming.
No.
There isn't. If there was, imagine walking to the other side of the road in front of the car that's coming. If you can walk to the side of the road, you can turn. So have a look now. Is it clear?
Yeah.
Alright, off we go then. It's safe to go.
I've already coming.
No, so you still could have crossed the road there though. Wait now, because you can't cross the road now safely. There's quite a few cars behind in there, isn't there?
I could have gone there.
You could have, yeah.
Because I've only got to be able to walk from here to there, haven't I?
Yes, yeah. So just before, tell me before you're going to go, when you're going to go.
Oh, I can go now.
No, stop there. You can't cross in front of the red car there.
Yeah, of course I could have done.
No, you couldn't
Because
have
I've only got to walk from here to there.
You still couldn't have walked. That car would have had to slow down if you'd stepped off the curb in front of it there and walked
I
across.
would have had time to walk from there to there, no problem. I wouldn't have time to walk back again, but I'd have time to walk from there to there.
Right, okay. Well, we'll have another go at that the next time we come to pull out.
So what's that rule again I need to do?
It's the walk across rule. So if you're waiting at a junction to pull out and you're turning left and you've got traffic coming from your right.
So I'm going into the path of them cars, yeah?
Yeah, so you need to also walk across the road and back again because you've got to be
hang on a minute, you never said back again.
Okay, so when we're turning left, we're going to pull into the road.
Does that make a difference walking back again then?
Yeah, because it takes twice as much time. So we're going to walk across the road.
Quite important then.
Of course it is, yeah.
Left.
So when we're pulling out into a left road, when we're turning left, there's a car that's going to be following us. We've got to be able to pull out and get down the road a bit and make some progress without causing that car to do any of the 4S's. So it's walk across and walk back again.
Yeah, I was getting confused because you said walk across and I thought I had room to go in front of that white lorry.
Right, yeah, sorry. It's walk across and walk back again.
Oh, right.
If you're just crossing the path, if we were turning right in front of the lorry, then it's just walk across.
Oh, right, just so I didn't get it wrong there, don't I?
Yeah. So when we get to it the next time, if we're turning left, it's walk across and walk across and walk back again. If we're turning right and we're just crossing the path of another car, it's just walk across. So we'll practice it on the next one.
And we're going to turn right.
And we'll turn right, please.
And we're going to turn left.
And we'll turn left here, please, Tony. So is there anyone coming from the right there that you can see?
No.
Okay, so if there's no one coming, then it'll be... And anyone coming from the left there?
No.
Okay, then we can pull out.
And we're going to turn right.
And we'll turn right, please.
And we're going to turn left.
And we'll turn left here, please.
And we're going to turn left.
And we'll turn left here, please.
And we're going to turn right.
And we'll turn right here, please. So I'll just get you to stop here, Tony. I know you're going to have to stop anyway. So before deciding when to turn out to the right, Tony, what we want to do is if there's cars coming from our left, we just have to cross. If the car's coming from the right, we just have to cross their path. So we just have to walk from this side of the road to that side of the road.
Right.
Cars coming from our left, we want to make sure we can cross the road and all the way back again. Because we have to be able to pull out of the road and make some progress down the road without causing the car towards us to do any of the 4S's.
All right.
Yeah? So if remember, if we're just crossing the path, it's just cross the road. If we're pulling out and the cars are going to follow us, we've got to be able to cross the road and come back again.
All right.
Yeah? So when it's safe, we'll turn right.
Yeah, I
So-
prefer to use my system and just wait until there's nobody coming anywhere.
Okay, so the reason I don't want you to do that, Tony, is because it's going to cause. Imagine if there's a car behind us now. They'd be really frustrated because they'd have no idea what you're waiting here for, and they might try and overtake you.
Right.
And they're going to try and come up here, and this guy coming down the road might pull in. They might hit each other, or they're going to cause a road blockage.
All right. Yeah.
So there's a correct time to go, and I want you to use that correct time
right.
all the time. We just don't want to cause the other drivers frustration, because it leads to them doing other things, which can cause accidents and can
Straight
even.
on.
And we'll straight on, please. So when you're driving down the road like this, just stay to me, straighten up. What's the correct position that you should be in when you're just driving down a
Right in
road?
the middle of my lane or a bit from the curb.
Okay, and how do you judge that?
I just know it.
Okay, what I'd like to do is I'd like to give you a couple of tools and a reference point to help you judge, to make sure you're always in the centre of your lane. So the first one I'd like you to have a look at is, as you look up the road ahead of you, you can see some wear markings in the road where there's a lighter colour on each side and a darker
Yeah.
colour stripped through the middle. You see that pattern in the road now?
Oh yeah.
Keep the darker part in the centre of the lane in the centre of the car.
Oh.
So that's one tool you can use to make sure you keep in the centre of your lane. The other one I want to give
I'm
you,
going to turn left.
I'll turn left here. The other tool I'd like to give you is when you're driving down the road, and we can do this when we pull into the new road here, you just have a glance in your left mirror
Oh yeah.
and have a glance in your right,
Yeah.
and you want to keep the same distance on both sides of the car between the curb and the centre line.
All right.
That will make sure that you're staying in the centre of your road, the centre of your lane. And lastly, if you just look as far ahead as you can, get your eyes on full beam,
All right.
that's another tool you can use to help you. That will just help you naturally stay.
At the end of the road, turn right.
And we'll turn right at the end. By just doing that, Tony, that'll just naturally help you stay in the centre of your lane. And there's a reference point I'd like to give you as well, which I'll just give you when the road's a bit more appropriate for it.
And we're going to turn right.
And we'll turn right, please. But can you think of a reason why it might be dangerous to go and drive on the other side of the road or drive too close to the white line?
Well, I suppose it's if anybody's coming the opposite way, I suppose, isn't it?
Yeah, you might be involved in an accident. So it's important to not cross the white line. And as we're driving down there at the moment, I don't want you to point or take your hands off the steering wheel, but just have a look where the curb's cutting into the car and just describe it to me.
Oh, yes, no, probably a bit.
Yeah. So I want you to use that as a reference point to stay in the centre of your lane.
Alright.
Okay. So you've got one reference point and 3 different tools there that you can use to keep you in the centre of your lane. And obviously we've just had a chat about why it's important. And you said, you know, if I'm on the side of the road, I might be involved in an accident. So yeah, it's important not to cross the white line for that reason. So do you think one of those reference points might be quite handy for you to use?
Yeah, I'll try it, yeah.
Yeah. You know, if we're waiting at the traffic lights, Tony, you can wait up at the white line.
Yeah, I can't get past that Jag though, can I?
Which one?
Oh, the BMW. I'd have to make the curb, wouldn't I? 'Cause he's on my...
Yeah, well you could wait here where you are now.
He's in my lane, isn't he?
Yeah, he is a little bit. Because you see, if we wait...
I'll squeeze down there if you like.
No, stay where you are, it's fine where you are.
I'll have a go.
You don't have to, it's fine. Because if we wait too far back, people might be unsure about what we're doing. They might
Well,
try
if I
and
couldn't
pass us.
get past him, could I?
No, you couldn't. Not in that scenario, no. I think your speed for the different roads and your judgment for speed's very good. So I'm just going to pass that back to you. I'll just keep an eye on that. What's the speed limit for this road, Tony?
30.
And do you think, what do you think is an appropriate speed to be travelling at then?
About 18.
Yeah. Look, I think it'd be appropriate to travel probably around 25, because the road just back there, not particularly now, but back there the road was nice and clear. And we had plenty of forward vision. It's important not to drive too slowly. If you want to speed up to 25 for me, just by the time you get to the next street. That's better. It's important not to drive too slowly, because we'll cause frustration to the vehicle behind us. That might make the vehicle behind try and overtake, and then they might be involved in a head-on collision, or they might swerve back into us. Yeah. So don't just necessarily assume that driving slowly is more safe, because it isn't. Yeah.
And we're going to turn right, please.
And we'll turn right, please. So what do you think is the appropriate speed for this road then?
Would it be 30?
Yeah, I think so. And how are you judging that it's 30?
Oh, right. Oh, it's not parked cars, is there?
Yeah. You got good vision ahead?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the way to judge it. You wouldn't want to be driving down this road at 10 miles an hour, would you, if your car in front of you was doing 10 miles an hour?
No, that's fast enough.
Yeah, you'd get frustrated, wouldn't you, especially if you're trying to get somewhere.
And we're going to take the turning to the left of the crossroads, please.
And we'll take the turning to the left of the
And
crossroads,
then you
please.
get me to find the safe and then conveniently stop the left on the left.
Okay. So once we're into the new road, Tony, if you can just find somewhere safe and legal, convenient to stop, that would be great.
How do I do it? I'll be okay with this assessment?
Yeah, look, I think obviously when you're waiting at junctions to pull out, just use that walk across, drive across routine. So you're not waiting at junctions for too long.
Yeah, it's a little bit confusing, that, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. So just remember, if you're just crossing the path, you just have to walk across, and if you have to pull out and there's a car's going to be following you, you want to walk across and all the way back again.
Okay, you can give it a rest there.
Okay.
How do you feel that way?
Apart from absolutely stuffing up the walk across rule. at the beginning. It probably wasn't too bad after that.
Yeah, it's the one thing you're struggling with today
Yeah.
is to come in with the 3 core comps, isn't it?
I thought I got some of them on that time.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you need to get them all the time, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll take the beginning where I came up to the first junction
Yeah.
and we were turning right,
Mhm.
and yeah, the road was clear to go, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I didn't go,
Mhm.
and yeah, you were telling me to go, and I was still reluctant to go, wasn't I?
Mm.
Why do you reckon I was reluctant to go?
Well, obviously, you just didn't. Even though the road was totally clear, you obviously still had some hesitation as to when it was safe to go, or you definitely had a judgment issue.
Yeah, so you did actually come in with some help on the judgment issue, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, so in other words, you came in with the how.
Yep.
What bit did you not come in with?
Well, we did the reference point. I explained why it was important not to frustrate drivers behind you.
You didn't actually.
Well, I thought I did.
You watched the video back. Eventually.
Yeah.
After
Just
that-
not right at the beginning.
After we'd been sitting there about 2 or 3 minutes, yeah?
Mm.
Yeah, so then you obviously try to work on that, on the walk across, drive across rule.
Yep.
You introduced the walk across, drive across rule to me because obviously I wouldn't know it.
Yeah.
Because I'd be using 20 years of experience.
Yep.
Obviously make sure you get it right, yeah?
Of course. Yeah, it's my fault entirely.
Well, I gave you a lifeline on it, even then you didn't back down, did you?
I know.
Yeah? I practically argued a point with you there, didn't I?
Yeah.
And you stuck to your guns, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, if I'd had half a chance to get a bit of welly and get out front of that lorry, I would have used it, yeah?
Yeah.
But obviously I didn't want to kill myself.
No.
Yeah, so you needed to back off.
Yeah,
there,
I knew I
you
was
were
stuffed that
saying,
up.
yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we came onto a road and you went on about appropriate speed, yeah?
Mhm.
But did you ever find out from me how I knew what an appropriate speed was?
Oh, I think I did ask you how you were judging it.
I don't think you did, actually.
Right.
Not-
Okay.
Not until I introduced it again there. After you kind of passing it back to me.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Okay.
And then you went into how I was judging, didn't you?
Mm.
When I turned right at the roundabout.
I should have done it a lot earlier.
Well, the appropriate speed came up a lot earlier on in the lesson, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. You got me going. But there was no Q&A on.
Why?
Yeah. Did I know how to judge what an appropriate speed for the road was? I think the only thing that came up was because I wasn't actually doing it in an appropriate speed. I was doing 80 and 20 mile an hour where the speed bumps were.
Yeah.
And you came back at me and says, how was I judging that?
Mm.
I said, well, I can't do more than 20 mile an hour because of speed bumps.
Yeah. I thought that was fine though, the speed for that road at that time, because of the speed bumps.
Well, yeah, it was.
Yeah.
And therefore, I hadn't made an error on the appropriate speed at that time, had I?
No.
But then when we turned left down the side road, and you asked me what an appropriate speed was, and I couldn't do much more than 12 or 14 because
Yeah.
there's parked cars either side and a blind bend coming up, and I could see a car coming around the bend,
Yeah.
and I said this was an appropriate speed. But you didn't go into the fact, how did I judge that?
Yeah.
Then after that we got onto the straight bit and there was a child standing on the pavement,
Mm.
and you made a statement about, yeah, you can see that child there, you can never tell what he's going to do.
Yep.
But you need to find out from me, do I know how to judge an appropriate speed, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yep.
Then I played around, I've gone too far to the right on the road positioning.
Yep.
Yeah, you got me back over. A little bit slow to get me over, I don't know why, but you got me back over anyway.
Yep.
I was actually thinking at that stage that you weren't going to come in with the consequences,
Right.
but you did.
Yep.
you went straight in with the how, that was fine, yeah. And then, but you did actually come in. I was thinking that you were going to forget the consequences, but you didn't.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was fine. Yeah, it's just a little bit more structure to it. You got to think of those core comps.
Yeah.
I mean, on that first one, and we have actually talked about this scenario. You know, on that first right-hand turn, just after we moved away at the beginning of the PST, I would have been sitting there till the cows come home.
Yeah. Until I told you to go.
Well, even telling me to go, I might have stood my ground because you did tell me to go a couple of times, didn't you?
Yeah.
And I ignored you, yeah.
So would I have been better off just going straight into walk across, drive across at that point?
I probably still wouldn't have gone.
Okay.
Why?
I honestly don't know. If I told you it was safe and we'd gone through the how to judge it, why?
Which bit am I going to learn from?
Well, the consequence. Yeah.
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 So you eventually got around to the fact that if there was a car behind me,
Yeah.
they'd be getting frustrated. Yeah. So I would probably, if I was your SE, I'd probably sit there until you come in with the consequences. Yeah.
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 Fair enough.
And then I'd have gone.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Obviously, I haven't got a car behind me at that point because I wouldn't be sitting there otherwise.
Yeah, of course.
Because I can't hold the traffic up.
Mm.
But I didn't have a car there. But if you hadn't have come in with the, or if you don't come in with the consequences, I might well sit there until a car comes up behind me. Yeah.
Yeah. For
Yeah?
sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know, so it's the what, why, how, and the consequences. Come
Yeah.
on, get in there and get them
Yeah.
in. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you are getting them in, but it's
Just slow.
a bit like watching paint dry at times.
Yeah.
I'm sitting back and thinking it's going to come eventually. Yeah.
Mm.
It's just dragging on a little bit too long. Yeah.
Yeah.
And be very careful about handing something back to me before you completed it. Yeah.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will.
Yeah. I mean, you got there. You were working at it,
Mm.
but you're working a lot harder than what you should be have to. Yeah.
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 Should have got in there nice and early with it all.
Yeah. Just get in there
Yeah.
and just just kill it all off, really.
Yeah.
But if I am playing around,
There's a reason why.
yeah, and you've really got to start asking yourself that reason. I really can't understand why we were sitting down there, and I've got this white truck coming towards me to the right, and I can promise you, if I'd had a slightly better view and just a little bit more room, I'd have given that loads of welly and dumped that clutch.
Yeah.
Because you said to me 3 times
I know.
I need to walk across.
I know.
And I just about had room to get out there and put a bit of wheel spin on.
Yeah.
But I just didn't have the view to do it safely, yeah?
Yeah. No,
But
I know what stuff
By
to
Christ, I would have done it there because I gave you 3 lifelines in that one.
I know.
I said, I got to walk across, I can go in front of them. You said yes. And then I repeated it twice more, and I could see this white truck coming, and I thought, well, I've got room if I give it some welly,
Yeah.
so I don't force him to slow. But I because of the sharpness of the corner, and I just decided not to do it. But that might have been a wake-up call you needed there, and that shouldn't have been happening. You should have realised straight away.
Yeah.
You know, why is he arguing with me over this point? Yeah.
Yep.
Because it wasn't safe, was it?
No.
Yeah. I'm going into the path of the car, and therefore you should have been onto that straight away.
Yeah. I know what stuff that about.
Yeah, but back off. Yeah.
Mm.
I'm not going to be arguing the toss with you if the information is correct. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I kind of realised that after a few minutes.
Yeah, it's a lifeline.
Yeah.
But obviously, don't chuck the lifeline back at me and say, "You're talking rubbish, mate. You might be a full licence holder, been driving 20 years."
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good the way at the beginning that you did find out that had been driving on a daily basis.
Yep.
Yeah. Where you found out how much driving I was doing, and there's a lot of good stuff in there. Just a bit more structure to it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'll get it right next time.
Of course you will. Yeah, and I do believe you will. Yeah. And you did get it all there in the end. It's just a bit of a long time coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, just get in there nice and early.
Yeah. It's if I make an error, you can deal with that error straight away. Where if you go around the houses, that error is then turning into, because I am going to move on.
Yeah.
and make the next error. So, you know, there's one error still hanging in the air, and that error is going to come back and bite you in the backside because it hasn't been dealt with yet.
Yeah.
You know, so we finished the road positioning.
Yeah.
That's been dealt with. But as soon as that was nearly just dealt with, I'm straight away gone back into an inappropriate speed for the road.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I felt that wasn't dealt with, and you had an opportunity. You were nearly nailing it. We turned into that road. Parked cars both sides of the road. Line bend ahead. There's no way I could have gone any faster through there.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Cause just the top, I could see through the bend, and I could see the top of the blue car coming around the bend. So I knew I couldn't play around with that one. But if that blue car hadn't been there, I could have played around with it.
Yeah.
But, you know, I was hoping you were going to come in, because you did say what was an appropriate speed for this road. And I did give you the right answer, but you never asked me how I was judging it, yeah?
Yeah.
So, you know, I didn't think that learning had taken place there.
Yeah, sure.
That could have been me just tossing the coin in the air and going 50-50.
Yeah.
You know, heads or tails. And I could have given you the wrong answer, I could have given you the right answer, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah? Yeah, so the one thing that's run through the whole phase 2 today is that you have given me solutions and help, but you're not coming back and checking it with me.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And that's what you must do.
Of course.
Yeah? You must come back in and say, yeah, you know, what's your position with these parked cars? Oh, a meter. Why is that important? Oh, in case somebody opens the door or somebody walks out in front of me.
Yep.
And how are you judging that? And then if you get all the right answers there, then you're pretty certain that education has taken place.
Yeah.
But you're not checking that education's taken place, and that's the only bit that's dragged you down today, is that, you know, you're just telling me, and you're not coming back and checking.
Sure.
And sometimes you're coming in with bits of it, and then leaving it a long time and giving me the other bits.
Yeah.
And then passing it back to me.
And it's just not structured, yeah.
Yeah, it's just not tied together, is it?
No.
You know, one bit was 10 minutes ago, the next bit you're then adding in 10 minutes later, and then you're kind of passing it back to me, but it's not all tied together because you haven't actually asked me. You know, in the same way I'd have come back with the road position and said, what's your position for normal driving? I'll meet you from the curb or the middle of my lane.
Yeah.
And how are you judging that? And because you had done quite good core comps on that, I would have given you a correct answer.
Yeah.
And why is it important? Oh, so I don't hit a car coming the opposite way. But you're not coming back with this question before handing it back, and you really want to, yeah?
Of course.
I'll give that a pause and let you have a relax.
Perfect.